Hey watch fans, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Chronoswiss as a brand, introducing it to the market here in South Africa, as well as introducing you to our new co-owner, Andries Greyvensteyn. Thanks for joining. Andries, welcome to the Topwatch team. For those of our fans who don't know you yet, we know you as a long-time customer of Topwatch, avid watch collector, a businessman, and somebody who's decided to move from just being an amateur watch collector to possibly a trader in some watches. Somebody who's actually invested in the pre-owned market. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you fell in love with watches, and what made you decide to invest into the space.
Hey, Roland, it's lovely being here. Thank you so much. I think my journey started a long time ago, 2003, when I started working out in my first jewelry stores, being introduced to luxury watches at that time, and just seeing the space developed from 2003 up until now. It's just been amazing, and especially in the second-hand watch market, where there really wasn't a market for
no established player.
There was no established player, and I think Johannes played a critical role in that, and we have to applaud him for doing that. And from 2009, just seeing where you couldn't sell your Rolex and there was no market. It was basically buying it and keeping it for a lifetime, and that was it. And nowadays it's become an absolute asset class and a tradable asset class for every individual out there which can enjoy it, trade it, and just find something new, and being able not to just enjoy one brand, but many different brands.
Absolutely, and I think from everyone at Topwatch, we can all say we're really glad to have you on board. We've moved on. We've got an exciting new venture coming. We are the pre-owned watch specialist, the predominant market leader in the South African market, and we've decided to venture into new watches. We are launching out Chronoswiss into South Africa as the authorized distributor for Africa at large. Piggybacking off of our traditional strengths with our online market space, our 5 showrooms across South Africa. When you and Johan sat down and decided to start this new venture, what appealed to you about Chronoswiss in particular?
Well, I think if anybody goes and reads up about Chronoswiss, but and you go into more depth into the brand, you will see that the brand is just hyper exclusive. Every single watch, there's just so much attention to detail going into every single piece, every single piece or model being limited to 50 or less. The craftsmanship of every single watch, the movement, the peeling of the watch, it's just something else. The watch it speaks to you. There's so many different variant of colors, I think overall the brand is just amazing.
You did right. I mean, you talk about exclusivity. This brand produces 30 to 50 pieces of each watch, and that's it. Not in a year. For the lifespan of a watch, there's 30 to 50 pieces. I don't think there's a more exclusive owners club of anything, whether it comes to cars or watches in the world, that you could join than Chronoswiss. I'm going to give the viewers a little bit of a history about the brand, let them know what this is all about. Chronoswiss, guys, unbelievable product. There are a number of firsts that this brand introduced to market. I think we need to note first the age. This is a brand that is only from 1983. So in watchmaking terms, it's a relative youngster. Pretty similar to brands like Richard Mille, F. Bijourne in that sense. They haven't got the history and the heritage that dates back 200 years. What's great about that, though, is that in such a short period of time, they've introduced something that we all know and love about watches as firsts. There's 3 big ones that I want to highlight. The first thing is, this is the first brand in the world to have put a regulator onto a wristwatch. Now, a regulator splits up time. Think of your car dashboard, the way you have your revs, mileometer, kilometers per hour, and other crucial information like fuel consumption and so on, very much split up into separate dials. They've done the same with the regulator. Before the atomic clock, this was the standard for timekeeping. So you've got seconds, minutes, and then hours, all on 3 separate dials running from the bottom up across the dial of a watch. First brand to put that into a watch. Something we all love about an automatic watch is obviously the sapphire crystal or crystal case back, showing us the inner workings of the movements. Again, Chronoswiss brought that to us. which is absolutely fantastic. And the third one is that they were the first people to skeletonize a chronograph watch and put that onto the wrist, allowing you from the front of the watch and not just from the back to see what's going on inside. Now, it's pretty clear that this brand wants people to see what's going on inside their watch, and they opened themselves an atelier in Switzerland to be able to do so in Lucerne. That means that they are very keen on taking care of the history and the heritage behind Swiss watchmaking, that they are handmade, hand finished. The detail work is second to absolutely none. Out of the range that we've brought in, we've got some pieces out here today. I know you've picked one for yourself already. Tell us a little bit about what you're wearing.
Yeah, I think this model stands out to me. I think the rose gold finish just pops, if I can call it that. It looks amazing. It's very appealing, very classy. The skeletonized dial, which obviously there is no dial, and the skeleton movement has become the dial, and I think that stands out to me in this watch. And once again, number 17 of 50 that I'm wearing. Of the Limitless of this watch, absolute beautiful piece.
Can't beat it. And what I love as well is that in such a short space of time, they've already done what brands that have hundreds of years worth of history have achieved, and that is that they've already created their own identity. And that identity to me is important, because when we look at some of the most iconic pieces on sale today, they have either been around since the 1970s or the 1930s. JLC with their Reverso, sort of Patek with the Nautilus line, Rolex with their Submariner. There are key design elements to those watches that are obviously a massive plus when it comes to resale values. It keeps them conservative and keeps them to the heritage. But at the same time, it can almost be a little bit negative in that it ties them in and ropes them into that.
Yeah.
Now, this brand has already gone and developed their key design elements. They've got the screw-in finishes on all their lugs, fluted bezels and outer and back bezel rings, and then obviously the onion-shaped crown. But instead of being stuck with that, instead of being conservative, we also get to see some absolutely fantastic playing around with colors, playing around with different coatings. I'll put this one on my wrist today. I'm going to struggle to take this off. This electric blue DLC finish. Price point wise, it's at the money price point of a Daytona, but I don't think anything pops across a room quite as much as this does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think everybody's going to like them. It won't appeal to all the buyers, and thank goodness for that, because
there's only 30 to 50 made.
Exactly, they only make a few of them, and that stands out. And once again, everything, as you said, that goes into watch craftsmanship. Chronoswiss has stayed true to that, and we can applaud them for that.
Made by non-conformists for non-conformists, there's no doubt. That's it, folks. If you would like to arrange a viewing of a very exclusive, very handmade, beautifully finished, sometimes in your face timepiece, visit www.topwatch.com. Set up a viewing at your nearest office. Thank you, Andries.
Thank you, Roland.